Folks, there's a 22.7 lakh crore rupees risk sitting inside Indian homes, and most families don't even think of it as a risk. Now, that's the economic value of unpaid work done largely by women in India. According to SBI research, cooking, children care, managing the house, keeping the family functioning every single day. Now, none of this shows up in a salary slip, but the economic value is very, very real. And let me tell you, when families think of term insurance, they usually insure only the earning spouse and completely ignore the homemaker. Now, let's talk about that. Hello folks, I'm Shashank, you're watching DittoInsurance. In this video, we ask the most ignored question in family financial planning. How important is term insurance for Indian homemakers? It could be a male or a female. Let's start with the bigger reality. See, women in India spend an average of about 7.2 hours a day on unpaid domestic work. And despite that enormous economic contribution, term insurance ownership among women is very, very low. Recent reports show that women account for only about 18% of term insurance buyers, and homemakers make up to roughly 39% of those women buyers, which means the majority of homemakers still remain either underinsured or completely uninsured, and that is scary. Now, I know what some people may say immediately, but she doesn't earn. Why does she need term insurance? And that is exactly the myth that causes the problem. See, a homemaker may not bring in a salary, but if she's not around, the family doesn't suddenly stop needing the work that she used to do. Someone still has to manage the children, someone still has to run the house. Now, someone still has to handle caregiving, cooking, school logistics, household planning, elder support, emotional labor, and the millions of invisible tasks that keep life stable, right? The economic cost of replacing even part of that is very real. Now, imagine, let's say, Priya. Okay, she's a full-time homemaker in Bangalore. Her husband earns about 15 lakhs per annum. They have 2 school-going children and they have a 10 lakh home loan. Now, on paper, only one person seems to be financially critical in this family. But if Priya passes away unexpectedly, what would happen? Okay, let's understand. Her husband may have to cut back work hours, maybe by 20 to 40%, just to manage children and the house. The family may need full-time domestic help, childcare support, maybe extra funding, extra tutoring, maybe elder support too. Now, depending on the city and the family structure, that could easily run between 50k to 1 lakh rupees a month in additional costs, which is 6 lakh rupees to 12 lakh rupees a year. Now, over 10 years, that can easily become 60 lakhs to 1.5 crores when you add childcare, support costs, productivity loss, and family disruption. Suddenly, the homemaker's non-earning role doesn't look non-economic at all. That's why term insurance for homemakers matters, not because we're trying to turn care into a corporate spreadsheet. No, we're not trying to do that. But because if a family depends on her work every day, then the family is exposed if that work disappears. Now, let's tackle the common myths one by one. The first myth is that homemakers are not eligible because they don't have income. That is completely false. It's not true. Homemakers can be eligible for term insurance, usually based on earning spouse's income, coverage, and overall family financial profile. In many cases, insurers allow cover for homemakers as a proportion of the spouse's income or sum assured. So eligibility is real. It is not automatic in every case though, but it is absolutely possible. The second myth is that if you buy term insurance for a homemaker, you also need to pile on a bunch of expensive riders. I don't know where you got that from because it's completely false. The base plan is the first and most important thing. Riders like critical illness or accidental death are very optional, useful in some cases, unnecessary in others. The bigger mistake is not buying any cover at all just because the structure feels complicated. The third myth is that because there is no salary, the cover amount should be very low or maybe zero. Now, again, wrong way to think about it. The purpose of the cover is not to replace a salary. It is to replace economic value and reduce the financial shock to the family. That, again, includes domestic support costs, childcare, elder care, household management, and even the income loss of the earning spouse if they need to pull back from work to absorb home responsibilities. Now, let's come to how you choose a plan here. Okay? Typically, insurers look at things like age, health, the spouse's income, and the family's financial profile. Broadly, homemakers term insurance is usually considered for ages between 18 and 65, subject to insurers' rules and underwriting, of course. The sum assured is often linked to the earning spouse's profile. In many market examples, coverage is considered at around 50 to 75, 80% of the spouse's sum assured, or sometimes around 10 to 15 times the annual household support value, depending on how the insurance insurer structures it. So if the husband has a 1 crore cover, a 50 lakh cover could be possible for a homemaker. Now that is a reasonable starting point. The exact number will vary, so treat this as only directional. But the key is this: the cover should reflect the family's dependence on her work, not just the absence of formal income. Now in terms of premiums, the numbers can actually be more reasonable than many families. And let me show you the premium chart that we pulled out. And you can see that it's kind of less, it's kind of affordable. So yes, women also often get lower premiums than men because of longer life expectancy. So this is not always a high cost conversation. In many families, in fact, it's more of a blind spot than a budget problem. Now as for which plans people usually consider, now names that commonly have popped up in the market include your HDFC Life Click to Protect, you have ICICI Prudential iProtect Smart, and Tata AIA Sampurna Raksha. The actual best choice depends on insurer appetite for homemaker profiles, spouse income, documents, and what structure is approved. So this is not one of those cases where you should pick based only on a brand name. You need to see who is willing to underwrite the case properly. That brings me to the most practical part of the conversation. If you are planning term insurance for a homemaker, don't approach it emotionally and don't approach it lazily either. Get the earning spouse's income proof ready, understand the existing cover in the family, compare multiple insurers and not just one. Buy early because age and health always matter, and don't assume that rejection from one insurer means rejection everywhere. Different insurers have different appetite for homemaker cases. That's why folks at Ditto, this is exactly the kind of case that we help with. We help families understand whether the homemaker is insurable, what cover amount makes sense, and which insurers are more workable and what structure is most likely to get approved. And yes, the consultation is completely free. So if you want help evaluating this properly for your family, book a free call to the link in the description. Now folks, if you have any doubts, you can drop them in the comments. Send this to a homemaker and I will see you in the next one. Happy insurance hunting!